I'm Janet.
I'm Jasia.
I'm Rachel, and this is What is Happening. Hi, guys. So, welcome back to an episode. Sorry for the 2 week delay, but we're finally back. And today we're going to be talking about hobbies. And so, how this topic came about was Jasia was telling us about one of her interesting hobbies that she has developed. So, maybe we can start with that.
Okay, well, I feel like everyone was so surprised when I told them this, but I recently just learned how to ride a bike. Um, yeah, so I know everyone's like learned them when they're like what, like 6 or like 10 or whatever. But yeah, because we were planning, me and my friends were planning to hang out, and it was I just suggested, I was like, oh, let's go biking. They're like, oh, okay, like sure. And I was like, but I don't know how to. And then they were like, okay, we'll teach you. And then I learned in a day, like 3.5 hours. It was really interesting. But I like when I ride a bike now, it's still kind of like wobbly, but it's fine. Better than nothing.
I was surprised when you told us that you just recently learned how to ride a bike, but now that I think about it, I don't actually know why I learned how to ride a bike in the first place. Like to me, I feel like riding a bike is it's just like a growing up thing. Like every kid just does it. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily like, oh, I want to ride a bike. Hey mom, hey dad, teach me how to ride one. It's just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm at this certain age now. I should be learning how to ride a bike because everyone else around me is. Did you not ride on any like training wheel bikes before? Like not even four-wheel
Oh,
ones?
like no, 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 I did. Like I did the training wheels one, the one with just like a normal bike and then you have like two additional at the back. Like I did that. And then yeah, like I tried learning how to ride an actual bike with my brother, but I got too scared because I thought I was gonna fall, so I just didn't. But then and then that's how like my brother knew how to ride a bike. Um, but yeah, and then oh my God, I was like so I remember I was in year 4. I'm pretty sure it was year 4, and we all had like day camp or some shit,
Mm.
and we had to ride a fucking bike. But I was
Wait,
like, I
no, it's
can't.
year five. Year five. I remember
Year
this.
5?
I swear.
Yeah, okay. So then everyone had to fucking ride a bike like around the area.
Uh-huh.
I was the only one with the fucking training wheels and I felt so embarrassed. I was so scared. Well, I wasn't scared. I was like scared of being judged, but I did it anyways. And I went super fast, so I guess it was okay. But yeah, it was like
Well,
it's
now you
okay.
know
Now
now,
I know
so
how
it's
to ride a
fine.
bike. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, like off topic, but speaking of camp, I'm surprised like those are the moments you remember because the moments I remember from that camp was it was raining. And then I remembered like they had like the food in like cardboard boxes. And when we were like supposed to have lunch, when I saw like the cardboard box was soaking wet, I was like, mm. And then I just went hungry for the whole day. That's my memory from that camp.
I have a really distinct memory of primary camp of like them serve. I'm pretty sure it was Dragonfly, so it wasn't APA yet. It was Dragonfly, and they
Mhm.
served us like hot chocolate. And everyone was complaining that the hot chocolate was bland.
It was fucking watery.
I
It was
distinctly
so
remember a
bad.
memory like that, and everyone's just like, "Ooh, I'm not gonna drink that bland shit."
Yeah.
I remember so clearly.
Because like they did it in a big ass like pot.
Yeah,
And then they
yeah.
just dumped the water, they just dumped the powder. And everyone was like so excited. And then they gave you like in the cups, and it was like, what the heck is this? This is not hot chocolate.
But their cookies were good. That's what I
Oh, I
remember.
do remember them being
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still have the dragonfly T-shirt somewhere, the green one.
Really?
It's
Still?
probably still somewhere in my closet.
Oh yeah, that's one of the hobbies I've taken up. I also recently taking up bake. Like
Mm,
yeah,
Paris
yeah.
Cafe.
Bake Paris Cafe, follow. But yeah, I just baked literally every week now. I recently baked a cake. I haven't posted it yet. So by the time this episode's up, it might be posted. It's an Earl Grey cake with yuzu cream and for my mom's
Mhm.
birthday.
Mm.
It's really good. I have one slice left. I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. So I kind of just bake every week, either a cake or like some pastry. It started off with me trying oatmeal for the first time and then me doing different types of oatmeal and then into just different types of breakfast food. And now I bake.
Mm.
And I just bought more stuff on Taobao for me to bake with. So, oh my God.
Speaking of baking, I used to bake. Like, you know how I like cooking? Like, cooking is
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
my
yeah.
hobbies. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that. But
Yeah.
before cooking, I was like baking. And I was very invested into it. I bought like scales. I had like a whole tub, you know, like those big plastic tubs.
Oh
And I
yeah.
put it under the table because there wasn't like enough space to like put all of the equipment. So all the equipment would just like be in that tub and it would just be under the dining table,
Oh
like
my
by the like
God.
wall or something. And there'd be uh like tins or like muffin tins and like different types of flour. Like there'd be like cake flour and like all-purpose flour, like self-raising flour, like all types of flour. And I was so obsessed with baking. I even bought like a hand mixer and it was like $800. I don't know why I bought such an expensive hand mixer.
Oh
Like my
my
parents were
God.
like, "Oh, you like baking? Okay, then we'll just buy it for you." I was so spoiled back then, to be honest. But then that was like a 3分钟热豆 thing. So like for those of you who don't know what that means, it's like it basically like my passion for it is just like really uh high for like a very short it's like very short bursts of passion basically. And it just like wanes really, really quickly. Um and I wasn't really good at it, to be honest. The thing is, I think I stopped because I felt like baking was too much of a dishwashing commitment. Like, is it just me?
True.
Don't you have to wash a lot of dishes?
I do, but I kind of find washing dishes like low-key therapeutic. It's just nice to see like everything clean and it's like, you get all the soap and you soak it and you clean it and you put it away. It's like, wow, so clean.
Mm-mm. I
Well,
think
I don't know.
dishwashing.
Maybe
Mhm.
that's just me. I don't know if that's a hobby. I hope not, but
I know my mom likes doing the dishes. Like, of
huh.
all the house chores, dishwashing is probably one of my least favorite. I like packing. Like, I like decluttering things and like making them look organized again. That's like my favorite
Mm.
house chore.
Mm.
Or like vacuuming. Dishwashing and washing the clothes is probably one of my two least favorite house chores to do.
Really? Those are
Mhm.
like two of my favorite. Like I like hanging clothes too. Like it's I don't know. It's just like it feels nice. It smells nice. I don't like ironing, but I like hanging the clothes to dry.
But so
I don't
much
know. Maybe
work.
that's just
Like
me.
you have to put it on the hanger and then you have to put the clips and then you have to like wring it dry
Well,
and then you
no,
have to
I mean, okay,
hang
I
it.
don't wring it. Yeah, but like I don't wring it dry because then like so yeah, like when it comes out of the washing machine, it's already like as dry as it can be. So I just like shake it like once or twice, just to like straighten it out and then I hang it.
I don't think I've ever taken clothes out of the washing machine to hang dry. It's just like not my job in the house. I'm more of like I'm just more of the reorganizing and vacuuming person.
Come to LPC, you get all in one.
Oh God. I mean, that's us in college.
True.
True. How does laundry work in LPC? Is it like you have to put the money in the machine and it like, or is it just like included in like tuition or something?
Yeah, there's a dryer too, so I don't have to hang clothes to
Mm,
dry because it comes out warm and nice. But the
But then,
annoying part is
but
folding it because the closet is
oh,
so tiny. And then you have to
mm.
make sure everything's folded so nicely and packed on top of each other so nicely that it won't fall over when I open it.
That might just be you though. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people in LPC who just don't care and just throw it in.
My roommate. True. But then, yeah,
but then, do you not have to like iron your clothes?
it's pretty
I don't
like,
know how dryers work.
I don't know, because it's warm. So if you don't like crumple it, it will stay straight.
Oh, okay.
We're such adults talking about washing clothes and our experience.
Different temperatures of water.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wait, but how does it work though? Like, how many machines are there? Like, there's so many people. You're not going to mix clothes with someone else.
There are 3 machines per block. And there's 4 blocks and 2 dryers per block.
Is there like a sign-up sheet?
Nope, you just put your laundry in and then you see one
First come,
blank,
first
then you
serve.
just, yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of adulting, another kind of quote unquote adult hobby that I've had was like crafting, but like specifically jewelry crafting. I don't think you guys know this hobby of mine.
Wait,
Like
what do you mean? Like seashells on the string.
No. Like using those clay pieces and making tiny pieces of jewelry.
Like, can you show?
I don't have a picture right now, but it's
You can
the
wear it
size
next
of
time we're out.
your true. It's like the size of your pinky nail. I used to make macarons that size and then put it on a bracelet
Oh,
because I was
I
inspired
think
by that YouTuber. Maybe you know.
I
It
I
was
think
like
I know what you're
years ago.
talking about because um well not much clay making, but no, not much like jewelry making, but when I was younger, a big hobby was like clay making. Like I'm pretty sure I spent like too much money on polymer clay, which is like a type of clay
Mm.
that becomes hard when you bake it, right? Yeah. So then I spent so much money and I would just like make shit all the time. And then like that went on for like 2 years and I stopped.
Yeah, same. And I still have the clay and all of the tiny like precision tools bits to make the macaron
Yeah,
feet. You have
yeah.
to like use a small tool to like I don't know the word for it, but
Like
make
make the
make the thing.
texture, like the
Yeah, and
stuff.
then you have to have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the bracelet like base.
The hook and like yeah.
Yeah, all of
The
that.
hook and eye, and then you need like the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
clamps.
Like
Yeah,
this
I get what you
kind of
mean.
thing.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that was my hobby for like 2 years when I
Damn,
was
that's
like 4 years
long.
ago.
Okay, 4 years ago. Me too, don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah, but I feel like it's kind of more of an adult hobby question mark.
Mayhaps.
That's just like your inner artist coming out of you. And Jasia, that's just like signs of you wanting to be an artist since like 7.
Oh no, it kind of
Okay,
links
maybe.
because the tools and stuff. I talked about it in my interviews for med because using the precision tools like
Surgeon?
no, because you actually have to use pliers and the things are tiny. You have to use the things that open the hooks and stuff. I was like, since then I knew I liked hands-on work. See?
Oh my God. That's smart. That's a
Your
I know,
smart
right?
what are
thing.
they called? Fine motor skills? Gross motor skills. Something motor skills.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
Fine or
yeah.
fine.
gross?
Yeah.
Fine motor skills.
See, you just have to think of ways to turn your hobbies into your perks for the
Career.
interview. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why they accepted you.
Wink wink. Haha.
I've never been a crafty person. I feel like I have no hobbies. I've always been that person who just like watches TV shows and YouTube. Like that's it. That's all I do in my free time. I feel like people have hobbies that they do in their free time. Like some people go to the gym, some people cook. I mean, I cook, but then like some people like play video games or whatever. But when I have like no work or when I think it's okay for me to think I have no work, I just sit there watching YouTube the whole day. That's so boring.
But then the YouTube you watch is different from what like I watch because I watch like those fun like TV shows, variety shows. But I feel like you watch such educational content.
Like, okay, maybe, but like it depends. My YouTube diet right now consists of like Chelsea Football Club videos, uh, like geography videos. It's like stuff about like
Ew.
um
Ew.
uh like how do you start an airline or like this is the world's most important airport or like the logistics of I don't know like just weird things like like this. And I think it's so interesting.
Those are
Oh, and I
like the
watched
ads I skip.
it's so interesting. And I watched a documentary about like how Cadbury makes dairy milk.
Okay, so how do they make, you know,
Apparently it's like 50% sugar.
50%
Oh.
sugar?
Like there's a lot of sugar in it. And in the documentary they were trying to like develop um a recipe that's like low sugar Cadbury dairy milk. And it was just like them documenting all that. And apparently, like to be honest, I actually found the process quite interesting. Like I never knew like behind that chocolate bar there was so much science behind it. It's like when they were doing like focus groups to see which chocolate was better preferred by the consumer and like the scientists, like the food scientists behind all the manufacturing and production process, they had like machines that would like that you would stick in the scientist's nose, and when you eat the chocolate it's like depending on how like the scientist breathes and like the and just some sensors in the mouth, they could like detect the flavors of the chocolate and like the texture of the chocolate that would be best, and it would be all graphed out. It was all so scientific. I never expected something like that from making Cadbury dairy milk. I just found it really, really interesting. Like that's the kind of stuff I watch. It sounds very, very nerdy.
It is a little bit.
It's interesting.
It's okay. No, I don't blame you. No.
And sometimes I fall into like rabbit holes of just weird like throwback stuff. Like iCarly, Victorious.
Oh yeah.
And I fell into a rabbit hole recently. I forgot what it is, but I will remind myself by just looking at my YouTube homepage. Good Mythical Morning.
Oh my god, are they still going? They are, right?
They're still going. That's the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I fall into Good Mythical Morning rabbit holes like every 6 months. And I just keep watching their videos for like 1 week, and that's all I watch. Then I get bored, and then I come back like 1 month, like 6 months later, and it's them like taste testing like best pizza or like best fast food breakfast or something. And I'm like, interesting. That is insightful.
I've never heard of that show.
Really?
No way.
They're like the dads of YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, you didn't have the internet when she was younger.
Yeah,
Really?
I blame my parents for that.
Or like her, because her parents.
Oh, yeah,
blocked
I
her.
remember. Yeah. I never actually had parental restrictions on
Me neither.
technology.
Surprise.
To be honest, when we were growing up, technology wasn't as like when we grew up, we were growing up with technology. It's just that it grew up much quicker than we did. Like it grew exponentially. But as YouTube we were there when YouTube and social media and blah 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 was starting to get popular.
Yeah.
We might be one of the last generations to like have a childhood without technology. We were still pretty young, but I remember very clearly when people still didn't have smartphones. Because I remember when Angus's dad got the iPhone 4, I thought it was very, 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 very cool. Because everyone around still had like those Nokias. Yeah, those were weird times. But I do think about what life would be like without social media. Like if we grew up without being so connected. I don't know. Maybe we can do an episode on that in the future. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's why like I've heard some people say, and I say that too, like our years like 2003 babies, like 2002, 2003 is like the last good generation, quote unquote, you know, because it's like I'm not sure about 2004 because we obviously weren't like born 2004, right? But like I feel like even now, like I don't know, our generation is like very lucky that we weren't really like fully like with technology, but we were like we were like sort of borderline. We can like because some 90s shows were still showing when we were kids, you know. So like we know
it's like best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Hannah Montana theme song.
Dude,
Those are the days.
Sounds so old. Just reflecting on our lives.
Yeah, you know when like smartphones used to not be that smart, like they were still kind of dumb. Like I remember all I did on a smartphone when they first started becoming popular. You guys remember the bubble game? It's like different colored bubbles, and you'd have to like shoot.
And then
bubbles that were the same color, and they'd all pop.
Yeah.
And you had to prevent them from like reaching like the bottom. That was all I did on the smartphone. Like, can you imagine? Like smartphones were still dumb at that time. They weren't as smart as they are now.
I did Snake, so I think I
did Snake on the Nokias.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I had a
mom's
Walkman.
phone, I remember.
You know those?
You had a Walkman?
Oh, whoa, dude, you're old. What the heck?
It's like a
that was before our
and
time.
then you like push the thing, and then you get like the keypad, and it's like tiny. It's like the size of half of your hand. And then there's like a little hook thing that you can connect, so you can like wear it around your neck. I was from that generation. Yeah.
Jesus.
But those are the days.
Yeah. I mean,
wait,
whatever.
aren't Walkmans the ones that where you like put the this is so bad. I'm not from that generation. I have no idea what they're called. The cassettes. Are they called cassettes?
Cassette tapes. Those
Cassette
are old.
Tapes? Yeah, isn't that the Walkman? That's the Walkman, right? You put the cassette tape in and you listen to music.
Oh, I think so.
from
I
it.
think wait. Are you sure?
Like that's my understanding of what a Walkman is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, then
I'm pretty sure you're talking about like an old phone.
Yeah, you're not talking about a Walkman.
It is a Walkman. I found it.
It's Not unless you search
This.
Walkman phone.
This thing. I had this exact one. This one.
Oh. So it's like an upgraded flip phone.
Yeah, you slide it and then you get the
What?
keypad.
The slide was so satisfying, not gonna lie.
I know.
Yeah.
Sony Ericsson. They stopped making those things. I mean,
They're still making those things?
obviously they stopped making. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, I feel so old looking at these photos. And then, you know,
When
for
did you guys
these
get your first
phones-
phone?
I got this phone when I was like 8, 9.
Yeah, I got a phone like I got a dumb phone when I was like younger, just so like my parents could like contact me if I
Yeah.
ever got lost because I kept walking around.
Yeah.
And then I remember getting my first like phone that I would carry around with me and stuff in like year 5. I'm pretty sure it was an iPhone 5. I'm not sure if it's year 5, but it was 100% iPhone 5. Because I remember we had an iPhone 4 because my mom had a work phone and a personal phone. And our agreement was over the weekends, she would give me the iPhone 4 to use, like when she was off work. And then weekdays, she would get the iPhone 4 back. And then that was probably like a year 4 thing. And in year 5, I had my first like official phone, but I wasn't allowed to bring it to school.
Mm.
But I still brought it to school anyways. Because I just didn't tell my parents. And I remember listening to music on the phone and I had an iPod Nano.
Oh,
Like
I had that too.
really
I had that too.
small
Yeah.
square.
Yeah.
No, iPod Shuffle. I had an iPod Shuffle first, and then I had an iPod Nano.
Oh, yeah. I feel like for my family, my family's very like up with the technology. Like every time something new, they just buy it. So I literally have every single phone. I have like both the iPods, the other iPod, like the phone version of the iPod, and then I had like the iPhone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't have the 12 one though, because that's too expensive and we don't need it. So yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I had 3 iPhone 5s.
What?
Okay, so I had my first one. So like that was the first one I got. Then it broke, so I had to get it fixed at the Apple store, and they just gave me a new one. So I counted it as like my second iPhone 5. This was over like course of like 3 to 4 years, and it was still iPhone 5, but it's just like the device was different, but the model was the same.
Mm.
So then it was the maintenance one. Then I lost my second one, or my third one. Wait, I'm actually really lost. I'm pretty sure I had 3 iPhone 5s. Okay, I had 3 iPhone 5s. And I lost my iPhone 5 on a Ferris wheel when it first opened, the one
Oh my
in
God.
Central.
That's so sad.
The thing is, I know I dropped it at the Ferris wheel, and I spent like almost 2 hours standing there trying to find it. And I asked strangers walking by, because back then, Find My iPhone didn't have like its own website thing. You had to like use like an Apple device to like sign in and all that stuff.
Oh.
So I had to ask strangers to borrow their iPhone to use Find My iPhone to like make my phone ring. And so
Mm.
we were at the fair, so I was with my dad, and we heard the sound, but
you
then
just
after the
didn't
first
realize.
time, it shut off. So 100%, I probably dropped it on the seat, and like the staff took it. But like the thing is, like even though I knew my phone was there, there's nothing we could do about it, right? We couldn't be like, okay, all of you, show us like your pockets. Like we couldn't do that. Like
Yeah.
it's so sad. And when we went home, we saw that my iPhone location went to like an estate in Kwaichong. So it was 100% like a staff that took it, and ever since then I just didn't.
Oh my God, that's like so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. I even ran, the Apple Store in IFC.
Oh, you like
Before
ran all
I
the way
asked a stranger,
there?
I ran to IFC to use Find My iPhone on one of the display phones, and it was like there. And I just ran back to the Ferris wheel afterwards.
Oh my
And
God,
it's just like,
that's a long way. You're a
it is.
kid.
And I
Oh
felt
my
so like
God.
guilty. But then I don't know, whatever. Oh wait, I
Yeah.
remember now. That was my second iPhone 5. The second one was the one that I left at the Ferris wheel, and my third one was my uncle upgraded, so I took his old iPhone 5. And my third iPhone 5 I dropped at school so hard on like the concrete floor, it broke. So I just upgraded to an iPhone 6s.
Oh my God.
And I'm pretty sure I dropped my iPhone 6s again, or I dropped it into the toilet or whatever. I keep dropping my phone in the toilet.
There's always something with you and damn toilet.
I dropped it in the toilet, and then I upgraded to the X, and now I'm still using the X.
Oh my freaking God.
My phone into the toilet, my parents will get me a new one.
What phone do you have now?
XS.
Hey, just drop it. It's fine. So many like I have so many phone stories. I don't know if people want to hear about my phone stories though.
Go on. Let's
Okay.
hear it.
Oh no, I have a lot of laptop stories. I remember in because we got our first laptop in year 6, right?
Mhm.
My hard drive crashed like twice. I think it replaced twice. In year 7, it crashed like it crashed once, and then I remember one time I spilled pineapple juice all over my keyboard, so everything was sticky. And then like I'm pretty sure like a few weeks later it fucking broke, so I had to replace it. And then I think not like thankfully nothing happened until like year 9, and then I got the new one. So like the one that everyone has now, like the space gray one with the USB-C
Mhm.
adapters. And this lasted since year 9. That's pretty long. Yeah, and then I have a lot of phone mishaps. Like this one time, so I have a habit of dropping my phone. Um, I used to drop my phone all the time, like even before I got an iPhone. I had like an LG.
Mhm.
I dropped that a couple times, and my mom said, "Okay, you need to stop dropping them." I'm like, I can't. I don't know how to stop dropping my phone. She's like, "Dude, stop." I was like, "No." And then I got an iPhone SE, and I remember this one time I was like, I just got the screen replaced because I'm pretty sure I like dropped it in water, and then my screen was all like, hold on, am I lagging or you're not moving?
No, you're
Oh
not.
yeah,
You're
you're just not moving.
not. We're
You
listening
went
very
so-
intently.
Okay, yeah. So then I dropped on the floor with the water, and then like green streaks were on my screen, so I couldn't actually fix it.
Oh my god, that's what happened to my phone.
Yeah.
I dropped my iPhone X during mock exams
Oh yeah.
before
Yeah.
bio exam. I told you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped it because like I missed my bag, and then afterwards it was just like all green, so I went to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
the end of
then,
my story.
oh, that happened, and then I got it replaced. Um, like the whole thing replaced because I still have warranty. And then the next day I was like hanging out with my friends, but we didn't have time to go buy a screen protector. So my mom said, "Okay, it's fine. You probably won't drop it in a freaking day."
Oh
And then
no.
I hang out with my friends. I meet my friends, and it slipped out of my hands. I almost caught it twice as it was falling, and it dropped face flat. And then I was like, "It's okay. It's fine. Nothing. Probably nothing happened to it, right?" I fucking turned over the screen. Without a screen, it was shattered. The whole thing was shattered. Not shitting you. I couldn't even like move the buttons. It was so shattered. I couldn't press the buttons. And it was like, and I tried to like, like wall hack a screen. Like,
Mhm.
how do I say that in English? Like so I like ran my hand over the screen, and then I freaking cut myself with because it was that shattered. I cut myself with the fucking screen, and then I was just there with my friends, like, holy shit. So then I called my mom on like my friend's phone. And I was like, "Mom, I dropped my phone." She's like, what happened?" I was like, "It's shattered." She's like, "You literally got it fixed yesterday." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, you have to go back today." So I eventually
It
had
was
to like
nice
go
about
back.
it though.
Yeah, I had to go back to the Apple store the next day and then to get it fixed. And they're like, "Again?" I was like, "Yeah, sorry." And then they just replaced the screen for me. So
Wait,
yeah,
did you have to pay for this one though? If
I
it was
don't
like
think
twice?
I don't think so because I had like Apple Care. So I think
Oh,
with Apple Care, you don't.
right.
It's either you don't have to pay or you don't have to pay as much. I
I've
don't
never
remember.
gotten Apple Care.
Really? I think it's kind of useful,
Yeah.
or at least useful for me because I drop my phone all the time.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
yeah, those are.
Guys, your
Huh?
phones and laptops. One with kimchi juice, one with pineapple juice. The most I've
Yeah,
done
mine.
is water.
I know.
My brother had one with coffee.
Oh.
It was like before he left back to the US too, I'm pretty sure, like a week before. He had to get the whole thing replaced because he was like at a cafe, he was like working, and then like
Aw.
oops. And
they
then my
had like
mom's like,
small
"What the heck?"
tables.
Ugh. And then I was like, "How tall?" And then she's like, "I have to pay again."
You need to buy one of those like those like what are those cups that don't fall no matter how hard you hit them? What are they called? They have like the
Oh,
special smart technology. I forgot what
yeah,
they're
it's like
called.
a suction.
Yeah. It's so cool. And like you could like hit it and it wouldn't fall, but if you just lift it up, it would just like
Lift it. Yeah, yeah, it's so
Mm.
cool.
I used to be so obsessed with those in the bookstores. I remember it was $150 in I forgot what the name of the bookstore was, but I was so obsessed. I never got it. I just played with it in the bookstore.
I mean, that's pretty good though. 150.
Yeah, I never got it.
It's fine. I don't think you need it.
Yeah. We've actually never we haven't really touched on hobbies.
we're just having a conversation.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
What kind of hobbies would we want to have like practice if we had the time or in the future?
Reading.
Oh, reading. Okay, I completely forgot about that. I do have a hobby. I picked up reading last year.
Oh,
Yeah. I read, my goal this year is to read 40 books.
that's
Last
a
year,
lot.
I started in, I think, June, or I started in June and I managed to read, I think my goal was 30 when I started in June. And I think I finished 29. And I was like, oh, damn it, just one off. But that was pretty good. 30 books in like 6 months. I do really like reading. I used to hate it. Oh, I didn't hate it. Hate is a strong word, but it just didn't interest me before. But I've learned so much from just reading different books.
Yeah, I used to really like reading. Okay,
Oh, so we're
linking
the opposite.
linking back to hobbies. Like as I mentioned in previous episodes, like usually in like primary year 1, I'd just sit in the corner reading a book. I upgraded in year 3 and 4. I went to the library and was reading books. And instead of just me reading alone, I pulled Phoebe and Joanna with me. So the three
Oh
of
my
us would
God.
just go to the library to read.
Oh, even Phoebe and Joanna?
I kind of forced them, but yeah.
Mm.
And then we'd go to the library every day. And like in those years, I could like every day after school, because I didn't have YouTube. So I'd just read. And that was my hobby. And then I would read like 2 to 3 books a day. So it's like a lot of books together. And I think since secondary school hit and then all of the schoolwork and all of the stuff hit, and I also kind of lost interest because I like books when they're in series. So like it's like those movies.
Oh, so you read
or
fiction?
variety shows.
I mean,
yeah, I don't
yeah,
like
okay, it has to be fiction you read in primary. Imagine you're reading like non-fiction in primary. Like,
You just
interesting,
learn about
biology,
plants.
biology.
Yeah. And then when I finish a series and I don't have the next one to go to, then I just stop reading. And I kind of just faded out, like my kind of love for reading. And then, yeah, I want to kind of pick it up again, but there's no time these days. So it's like a big regret. Because there's a lot of books I see on IG, because I follow those kind of book recommendation kind of accounts. And I made a whole list of books I want to read, but I just haven't had the time to. So I think after Ivy, that's one of the first things I'll go to.
Huh. It's funny you say that though, because I was never, ever, ever a reader. Like you would never see me holding a book. I probably only read less than 10 books in full up until like year 12. Like even the books we had to read in during like MYP for English, my favorite books were the ones in year 8, Wonder and The Giver. All the other years, I only read the bits that we had to. Like Catcher in the Rye, what are the other ones we read? Of Mice and Men.
Perks of
I don't really remember. Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth.
Yeah.
Like I never finished those. I only read the bits that we had to read. But actually what caused me to like sort of pick up reading, I guess I just became like more, I guess, intellectually curious recently. And also I think it's because of the workload in IB. I was like, I am not devoting 100% of my life to like studies. Like I have to take out a certain percentage just for me. And because of like my want, like my, I guess, desire to sort of sort out or like leave some me time, I kind of forced myself in some way to read, like to do it for me and not for anybody else. And as I did that, I realized that I actually enjoyed reading. So yeah, I read nonfiction though. I rarely read fiction.
I still prefer fiction, but I've started reading
fiction?
nonfiction.
Wait, what fiction do you read though? Do you read like fantasy and stuff like that?
You're talking about like 5 years ago, but yes.
Okay, because the fiction I read is I always read World War II fiction. It's like the most generic shit.
You're so nerdy.
No World War II fiction though, not non-fiction. Like those like concentration camp, like the Jewish like sob stories, and I'm just like so touched and I feel so bad. Like I love reading those. Like that's the only fiction that I read. But everything else I read nonfiction, like science, psychology, like self-improvement, like stuff like that. I like reading stuff like that. I guess a part of me is just like, well, I'm spending so much time reading, I might as well take away something from it. Like I guess that's the wrong way to think of it, because there's definitely something I can take away from reading fiction as well. But
Huh. So interesting. I mean, I don't read. Well, I like to okay. I don't like to read books. I used to buy a lot of books when I was a kid, but I just never read
Mm.
them. I only have one book that I picked up like a few months ago and I still haven't finished, but it's like a self-help book. It's about like how to maximize like your money, your time, like how to network, blah blah blah, blah like shit like that,
Wait,
you
what's
know.
it called?
Um wait, let me go check. Hold on, let me quickly grab it. Hold on.
I might recommend a book later.
Okay. I got the book. It's called Gorgeous, Sexy, Rich, and Strong. A Compass for Living and Loving at All Times.
I never read that.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like with Cash, we were in this like book cafe and she just picked out a book and then she got this one. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. It's just like talking about it's like using I don't know. She uses like a compass and then she's like, oh, there's like a lot of different things you can do. Blah blah blah. It's more so for like women directed and like people like women in business sort of.
Mm.
But talks like there's a lot of things that are like very general about like love relationships or like business or like money. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I mean, I only read like blogs. Well, I started reading more blogs, like just food blogs. Because you know, what else am I
Mhm.
supposed to read?
Can't think of any hobbies that I want to pursue. I guess I just want to like get into some more interesting hobbies. Like if anything, this past year of just like staying at home all the time has made me realize how boring my life is. I just want to do something more active, I guess. Maybe I should get into hiking, but then I don't know. I'm kind of lazy. I
No,
just don't
but
like going out and about.
hiking's
Yeah.
fun
No,
with
I
you.
do like hiking. I do like hiking, but the thing is, like, I hate hot weather.
Okay.
So like, if I'm hiking, you'll probably see me hiking autumn, winter,
Mm.
spring. Probably not in summer unless I have to, or unless it's like, if you see me hiking in summer, it's mostly because I want to like be with friends, not because I want to like be in the nature in like 36, 90% humidity weather that Hong Kong
Exactly.
has.
Sweating is terrible. I hate sweating. It's so sticky and I sweat so much. And then I don't understand like sport hobbies or like going to the gym because my roommate goes to the gym every day and she comes back sweaty and stinky. And then I just ask her, "Oh, why don't you just like, I don't know, do some like chill ab workouts on the floor?" And she's like, "No, you don't get that feeling. You don't get the adrenaline." And I was like,
I mean, if you
I
do
don't
exercise, it can't be
understand.
chill.
You know those like haven't you seen those YouTubers? They look so like effortless and they go like do the abs like crunches and stuff like that. I
Okay,
was like, why
well,
don't you
that's
just
just
do
because they're.
that?
But I mean, I
What if
don't.
you don't break a sweat? Like if the exercise is not like making you want to like kill yourself, the exercise is not effective.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, but yeah, because I like going to the gym. Well, I haven't gone to the gym in like way too long, but I don't know. Like sometimes it does. Yeah, but I feel like the like not necessarily the more you sweat, but if you feel like you do sweat quite a bit, then it's probably good for you. Unless you're like actually dying, then obviously not. But yeah,
Rachel, you can pick up like just like walking.
yeah.
I think
Get
walking
out
is
of
an
your room.
underrated
I
exercise.
do. I do.
Oh, you do?
Walk to the bathroom. The bathroom is all the way at the other end of the hallway. And I have to get water. And that's what I call walking. Because at home I just sit and just tell my sister to get me water.
Oh my God.
Oh man, poor Ashley.
Shout out to Ashley. She's not watching this though.
What are you gonna do in uni? Like without Ashley, like who's gonna bring you water, Rachel?
You gotta
See,
do that
that
You're just
yourself.
gonna like
depends if I live in the
die of
colleges.
thirst.
If I live in the dorms, but if I don't live in the dorms, then
You're just gonna bring Ashley with you to the dorm.
oh, that's a good idea.
Like I just got because I have a Nintendo Switch, right? So I just got Just Dance 2021. It's
I thought you
like I
got the
don't.
ring thing. You know that Nintendo Switch fitness
Oh
thing that's
yeah,
so popular right
my
now?
cousin got it, but they don't use it because my mom wanted to use it. But yeah, it's like I feel like it's a fun alternative. I feel like investing in like video game type exercising games or like more active video games is good investment, because then like for people who don't like going to the gym, it's like good alternative.
True, because I have
I
Wii
played Just Dance for like
Sports.
30 minutes and like I'm sweating my ass off. That shit is so hard. Oh, Wii Sports is so fun.
Sports. I used to do Wii Sports.
Yeah, because it's the only
Wish my
sport I
Wii's
can
broken now.
win. I'm so good at basketball. I can even beat you, I think, on Wii
There's
Sports.
basketball in Wii Sports?
Yeah,
No, there is not.
there is.
I remember.
There's
Wait, I might be
boxing.
mixing up Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort.
Oh,
Wii Sports
resorts.
is.
That's the one I have. Makes sense.
Oh, sorry, no. Oh, I had Wii Sports Resort, and Wii Fit. Wii Fit is the exercise one I'm thinking about. Oh, the one with we had to stand on the board, and we had to do like all those like hula hoop things.
Okay, I would do that. I would do Wii Fit.
I remember doing Wii Fit, and you had to like stand on the board and like there's like this circle, and you had to like keep the red thing inside the circle, and you had to like swing your hips to pretend you're doing hula hoop and all that stuff.
Okay, the hula hoop was so fun.
I remember I was like so competitive with myself.
Me too.
Like occasionally you'd have to like sway to one side so the hoop like would like go into your arms. You remember that?
Yeah. And then like you
Totally.
just, it was like competing with yourself to see if you can beat like how much you got in like oh my god, that's so fun. I also love boxing. The
Oh,
boxing
I love
one
boxing and tennis. I think tennis was my favorite.
no, there's one where it's sort of like Simon Says, or like it's like a dancing thing where you like put your feet on the board and you gotta follow the people on the screen.
Oh, I remember. Is it like the aerobics one? And then there would be like music in the back, and you have like step on and step down. You have like clap and stuff.
Yeah. Dude, that shit was so fun. That shit was
so
my
fun.
shit. That was like a dumbed down version of like not Just Dance. What's that thing? You know the thing you play in arcades and there's like arrows.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And now you have to do all the like those twists and like claps and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And
I
I
also
just realized
love
when I
table
said,
tennis. Oh no, I love the fencing thing on Wii Sports Resort.
yeah, I thought I was good at Wii Sports, but now it turns out I'm good at Wii Sports Resort. That's the difference. So I haven't actually done Wii Sports. I only did the resort one. But I like the skiing one because you just move your hands, and that's sports.
Skiing. I remember there was one you had to stand, and then you had to like stay very low in like a squat almost. And then when they told you to like stand, you had to like stand really quickly up, and you'd like jump. Wait, what's that sport called? It's literally in the Winter Olympics. Is that just called skiing? Ski jumping? Wait, I sound so stupid. I'm sorry. What's that sport called? Ski jumping. Wait, is it? Yeah, ski. Wait, I think it's called ski jumping. Let's just pretend it's called ski jumping.
Yes.
And they like measure how long your jump was.
I'm pretty sure it's called ski jumping, dude.
Okay, ski jumping. There you go.
Yeah, I wish I want to bring that back.
I mean, you can just plug it into your TV.
Well, yeah,
I'm pretty sure my
but
Wii's broken though.
I have no idea if I still have it. Like,
I actually think I
don't think I have
do.
it.
I mean, it's the Switch now, so
Yeah. I mean, Switch is pretty good, but the games are a bit pricey. And I only have like 4 games, like 3 games, and like
we could wrap up now, I guess.
Yeah.
That was a
Thank you
big
if you've gotten this far. Hopefully you have, whoever you are.
Yeah, tell us who you are. We're interested.
loyal fans.
I mean,
There's
they don't
not-
have
tell
to,
us.
Yeah.
but
Tell us if you want. And if you want to be on an episode, we're more than welcome. Just tell us.
oh my god, we should set up
And
an
then we can
anonymous. You know those anonymous question pages, and
On
just like those websites, and then
yeah.
people can like ask us questions, and we can like answer on the podcast, like an AMA, like an Ask Me Anything.
Oh yes.
Oh no, or you just
And then we can add that section.
yeah.
Like instead of just the recommendations, we can also answer.
Oh, that's so
Mhm.
cool. Oh my god, we should do that.
Yeah, we could have like
That would be
occasional
cool.
AMA episodes.
Damn.
Anyways, as for our recommendations, as I said just now, I was going to recommend a book. And as I also said just now, I don't really read fiction. I read nonfiction. So I'm just going to recommend one fiction and one nonfiction. The fiction book I'm going to recommend is All the Light We Cannot See. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the book. It's pretty popular, but I just recently read it. So if you haven't read it yet, please do read it. It's amazing. It's about World War II, but it's not as generic as you'd think. So it's worth a read. As for nonfiction, I really like Behave by Robert Sapolsky, but it's almost 800 pages long, so it might be really, really heavy. So if you're looking for something shorter, I think maybe you can read The Happiness Hypothesis by Jonathan Haidt. That really sort of made me rethink like happiness and how to acquire or how to be, I guess, happy or more content. So yes, you can go ahead and read that.
So
You
since
should- you
this
can go.
is okay, so this is such like a book-oriented episode, I'd also recommend a book. It's one that I read for my uni apps, but turned out to be pretty good. It's called Being Mortal by Atal Gawande, and it basically talks about this doctor who's learning about end of life care and how to care for patients who are like knowing their end is near. And he goes into a lot of research into what he has learned in elderly homes, what he's learned talking about to relatives, what he has learned talking to his patients. And he kind of changed my whole understanding of elderly care and end of life care. And I found it really insightful. So maybe if you're interested in that kind of aspects, it's kind of quite nonfiction because he talks about studies, he talks about statistics, but then there are also kind of elements where he talks about his anecdotal stories. So it's like a mixture of everything, and it's pretty good.
That sounds like a very you book. My recommendation is not a book at all, but maybe it's something you can enjoy with your book. Um, if you have a coffee machine or some way to make coffee, make a salted mocha. It's my new favorite drink. A mocha is basically chocolate and coffee. So what I did for my mocha was I melted chocolate with milk to make a chocolate sauce because I don't have chocolate sauce at home. You put that in the bottom, and then you put 2 shots of espresso or however much coffee you make. And then when you cream your milk or like your foam or whatever, you add some salt, just pour it in, and then you mix it and you drink it, and it's like perfection. Best thing you'll ever drink.
I might try that tomorrow morning.
You should. It's like worth. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a pinch of salt. You don't need a lot.
Well, that is it from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And perhaps give us some feedback to
Yeah.
DM us and stuff.
We should
And-
set up an anonymous thing
Yeah.
if you don't want to be known.
Yeah, we should do that.
Check
Mhm.
that out on our Instagram page and follow
At
us if you
Walk
haven't.
is happening.
Yes.
And please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because that's the only place you can leave podcast reviews for now. And yeah, bye.
Bye.